He'll be ringside for Stampede Wrestling next on VU13. Another edition of the Stampede Wrestling Show. Ed Whalen at ringside and Jim Davies. You found your ways back from the hinterlands of wherever. You were not kidnapped by Mucka Singh.
No, I want to dispel that rumor right away. Mucka and I did not run off together, much as we were tempted to.
Good to have you back, and we're going to start it off with Bob Wayne of Nanaimo at 222 against the 220-pound former champion, ex-belt holder, the ex-great Gama. Imagine. Oh, he almost got cut there. Imagine him in the first bout of the evening, and he is very upset about it.
He's very upset at you bringing it up in the ring just before the bout. Ed Whalen was mentioning that he is, in fact, the once great Gama, and he's also a preliminary boy. He didn't take kindly to that remark, Ed.
I can't understand that. Well, we're going to have some fun this evening. Going to watch a girls' title match, and I think of primary interest, too, will be the North American heavyweight title bout between Bad News Allen and Al Canek.
That should be one heck of a bout. I was looking up a little background on Bad News Allen, and I noticed that he was chosen for the All-American Judo team 4 times, became only the second American to ever win an Olympic medal in judo, was the only American ever to win 5 national judo heavyweight championships, and the only one who was on 5 world championship teams.
And his credentials go on and on. He's a fantastic athlete. We're at the 5-minute mark. Tommy Carr, back in his familiar role as timekeeper, a role in which he has been involved for some 38 years. Gama jamming away in the corner with Wayne, who's having some problems, all right. But Gama looks like a man possessed.
He certainly does. He's glad to be back in the territory, and his manager, J.R. Foley, the kingpin of Karachi Vice, is sitting at ringside cheering on his man.
Turn around, jammed him into that corner. Wayne doing a pretty good job. He's, what do I call him, a neophyte in the business and looks quite all right.
He certainly does. He had his hands full last week with Honkytonk Wayne, and this is going to be another tough one. He's going against a seasoned competitor who's obviously cheesed off that he's not the belt holder, and I would suspect that he'll be going after Bruce Hart for that belt pretty darn quick.
Neckbreaker there to Wayne, and Gama looks like he's in control at the moment. Third man in the ring is Rod Hayter. I don't think I ever mentioned that. Don't want to insult the referees. No, sir, that's a tough job. Now, he's going to get airborne. The Gama body going air freight. Here he goes. Oh, a knee drop to the throat. Out.
That was one heck of a blow to the throat. 2 count. And he's toying with him. He's toying with him, Ed. He could have had the pin there, but he pulled him up.
Off those ropes now. Look out, Nelly. It's that Cobra hold, the sleeper.
He's got him. He's got him. The great Gama holding on to young Mr. Wayne here, and it looks like it could all be over. Referee Rod Hayter checking to see if there's any life left. He's fading fast, and Gama is really putting on that pressure. I think this is a submission, Ed Whalen.
It is. It's all over, and your winner, the great Gama. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. From a champion to a preliminary event. I'm amazed.
Ed Whalen, I think you're getting a little bit too big for your shoes. You saw what I did to that guy here. It wasn't even a match for me. It wasn't even a workout for me. I didn't even work up a sweat out. Well, he's just a waste of time. You people know it. I'm a champion. I'm a championship caliber. You keep talking like that, Ed Whalen. You're going to have to put yourself a pair of tights. Get in the ring with me. And you'll see how good you are. Yeah, you're pretty good at talking, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'd like to see how good you are inside the ring. Bouchard stole that title. Yeah, maybe you're not interested in what the people over there are. Never mind who was my friend. What I want to tell you people is Broussard stole that Commonwealth title when the guy with the skirt, Robbie Squirt, whatever his name, came and interfered in our match, hit me over the head with a foreign weapon, knocked me out, and Broussard covered me, took the title from me in Edmonton. Maybe the people out there didn't know that.
Yeah,
all right. But that's in the past, Ed Whalen. Just listen to me. I'll keep quiet. I'll tell you who my friend in just a minute. Once I get talking through, telling you people exactly what
We
happened.
haven't got much time.
Inside, I'm coming after you. You better start running, because there's no place on earth you can hide.
I don't think
Now, you so interested in my friend Ed Willen?
Yeah.
He is the Russian world amateur wrestling champion.
Russian world amateur
That's right.
champion.
He's from Russia. He speaks very little English, but you people will soon know who he really is.
Його кров буде лати, ми будемо бігти тут. І тільки чекай, обидва нас не заб'ємо, коли будемо бігти з нами. Брюс Харт, ті, вони, не заб'ємо ніч, вони там ніч. Що ти є, Captain Chris Benoit? Chris Benoit, yes, he speaks my language, Admiral.
You know what I'm going to say, Bruce Harlan. The distinguished. Bad news, Alan. You're looking calm and confident.
Thank you. I'd just like to say a few things before I talk about the match tonight. I understand that Stu Hart, the promoter, has been getting all kind of phone calls and letters from Mrs. Tinkerbell DeSalvo that he wants to come back here next week and meet me in a match for the belt. Well, I tell you one thing. It would please me to no end to meet this idiot in the ring here. But I only got one stipulation. DeSalvo, you had the belt. You ran around with it. You ducked me. You hid from me. And I was sick and tired of it. I caught up with you. But I promised these good people in Calgary here that I would take care of you once and for all. But next week in the corral, Mr. DeSalvo, if you show up, you're going to have to meet me in a cage match where you can't get out and I can't get out. No one can get in but me and you. And that's the way it's going to be.
Whoa, a cage match.
Also like to say one thing about tonight's match. Don't underestimate this Canek. I've been wrestling this fool for 10 years, and we fought all over the world from one corner of the world to the other. But never yet have I been able to pin him in the middle because he's so slick and so slimy. But I tell you one thing. The people of Calgary, I'm going to put my best effort out tonight to try to pin this idiot in the ring once and for all and shut his mouth. After 10 years, I think I had enough of this idiot. And then I'll be concentrating on Mr. Tinkerbell DeSalvo next week in the cage match.
All right, bad news, Alan. A gal's title match, and this has got to be interesting, Jim Davies, due to the fact that challenger Vicky Carranza has twice beaten the champion Rhonda Singh previously here in this ring.
And finally, Rhonda Singh, the one they call the Monster, has put her title up for grabs. Surprisingly enough, I didn't think she'd do it. But she's doing it, and I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to big things. Throughout this match, you'll notice that the crowd is chanting Porky, and they've really got Rhonda distracted, and Vicky Carranza has been more than holding her own in the first 6 minutes of the bout.
That's where we're at. 6 minutes. It's one fall, 30-minute time limit. Pulls her down. Just one. Certainly at 160, Rhonda Singh has the weight advantage. Better than 30 pounds over her opponent. But Carranza has been courageous.
She certainly has, and she's got those great moves. Several times in the first 5 minutes, she came up with the flying head scissors, and that's a move that you don't see very often unless the wrestler involved is extremely skillful.
Well, talking about flying, Carranza has flown smack out of the ring. Well, in the Stampede Corral in Calgary next week, did you hear that about the cage match? Wow.
Corral Mania. And finally, Bad News Allen is going to meet the man who is the third fellow that put him into the hospital. He's already dispatched Kerry Brown, he's dispatched Mucka Singh, and now he's after the man he calls Tinkerbell.
I wouldn't call him Tinkerbell to his face. Meantime, in the ring, Carranza going to work here on Rhonda Singh. Carranza after that title. Unfortunate that the belt was not up a couple of times previously because Carranza did a whale of a job. He's throwing off those ropes now, getting clotheslined.
I think we're going to see just a little bit more effort, a little less lapse of concentration. Look at her, holding her up, smashes her down on the knee. Rhonda Singh comes off, and there's a big splash. That does it. A 3 count. Rhonda Singh retains the World's Women's Championship title.
How about that? Memphis gone by, you'll recall, as a great tag partner with Dan Crawford. And speaking of Dan, how is he after that bushwhacking with a guitar by Honkytonk Wayne?
Well, it always seems that when I'm not here, something always seems to happen to Dan Crawford. Well, Danny's at home relaxing now. Apparently, he got a bad beating last week from Honkytonk Wayne with a guitar.
Right.
Well, let me tell you something, you good people out there, that I'm going to be here from now on every week. And I know that Danny's going to be back after Honkytonk Wayne after he heals. And once he heals up, I'm going to be watching his back like I did before when he got attacked. So Honkytonk, mark my word, there will be no more interference because I'm going to be watching Danny's back all the time.
Good news. Okay, Buffalo Bill Cody. He calls himself King of the Cowboys. I don't know where he figured he got that title. The 242-pounder from Memphis, Honkytonk Wayne, minus his guitar tonight. And he's in the ring against Mr. Hito, that perennial competitor out of Tokyo at 222. And I don't know if you caught that after you got back into our territory as to what he did last week to Dan Crawford.
I did see that. The only merciful thing about the fact that he did smash his guitar over the head and back of Dan Crawford is that it smashed up to such an extent we don't have to listen to him sing anymore.
That's true. I'll tell you, he was a lousy player, too. I had to stand beside him. It was misery.
Yeah, Honkytonk Wayne, before the bout, said his guitar was in the shop being fixed. Hopefully, they'll install a muffler.
I do love it. We're at the 5-minute mark. It's one fall with a 20-minute time limit. And in the ring is Owen Hart. And you hear in the background J.R. Foley trying to be a cheerleader. And he makes his favorite speech. Shut up.
That's about the extent of the eloquence of J.R. Foley. And Foley has been carrying around a bag at ringside. He's told us that it's his bag of tricks. And let's just hope he doesn't get involved in supporting his man Honkytonk Wayne with some skullduggery in there.
Oh, he wouldn't do that. Surely. Hito, jammed up on those ropes, is having some difficulty, all right. Getting banged to the back, and Honkytonk he's a little bit like Gama was in the first bout. He's possessed.
And there was J.R. Foley rubbing something across the eyes of Mr. Hito. He's getting involved, and referee Owen Hart did not see that. Mr. Hito came out in this bout like a man possessed, giving all kinds of karate chops and fast moves and kicks to Honkytonk Wayne, but now Wayne has assumed control with a little help from J.R. Foley.
For his effort, Honkytonk gets a yellow card. One fall. 20-minute time limit. Look out. Tango on the head. Got him.
I think Honkytonk Wayne hurt his fist just as much as Mr. Hito hurt his head on that particular move. Mr. Hito, of course, noted for a headbutt, just about as proficient as Jerry Morrow with that particular hold. You know, it's interesting. I'm really looking forward to Dan Crawford climbing in the ring with Honkytonk Wayne, and Honkytonk Wayne has so far been successfully dodging that bout. Maybe we'll see it.
Oh, I loved it. Off those ropes now. Oh, over the top. Great action here. Hito with a solid headbutt says, I want you now. Knocks him down. Beautiful judo chop to the throat. Gonna pick him up, slam him down again. Look at that Hito gonna work.
Mr. Hito has really been going, but he missed Honkytonk Wayne on that attempt for a slam. J.R. Foley laughing at ringside.
Well, this is a little tough on the features.
Yes, that's Honkytonk Wayne's new move. He calls it bulldogging. And he's toying with Mr. Hito right now. Could have had a pin after he bulldogged him into the canvas, but he's toying with him. Just another sign of the meanness of one Honkytonk Wayne. There it is again, that bulldog.
Wayne gets up, sets the cover. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Your winner, A none too popular winner, Honkytonk, wins. Well, here he is, all cocky and what...
Did you see where I get him, Mr. Whalen? All the people in Calgary will be happy when they see this shirt. And all those diamond rings. Good luck. You have climbed the ladder to success right at the top. Man, John. Well, he said climb the ladder to success. That was the key word. This is a winner right here. Yeah, I'm a winner wearing this shirt. You see the diamond ring? I'm going all the way to the top. I don't want to talk about Dan Crawford. He's finished for good.
Oh, what was that? He threw something in his face. Pulls it down. Here's Crawford. Comes off those ropes. Stops him on the head. Let me get out of here. He's got a lasso him. He's got him lassoed right here. Pulls him down. Bill Cody's standing guard. He's hog-tying him. That's what he's doing. He's hog-tying him right in the middle of the ring. He's got him all wound up. Have you ever seen a sight like this, Jim?
He's hog-tying him. He's hog-tying him. I'll bet you he's going to line up a match right here. He's going to line up a match.
What a bet. I think that's a pretty good time for hog-tying.
32 seconds. Not bad for hog-tying the king of the Cowboys, eh? Come here, Ed.
Oh, you want to chat? You want to have a little chat, Hog? How are you? How's the weather down there? Oh, what is this? What is this?
What we have here is a signing under duress, you might say. This idea was given to me today by a Calgarian, a fan of wrestling, a fellow that works up at Calgary Motor Products. He said, why don't you go down there, hog-tie him, he said, and get him to sign a match. No, here's what I got in mind. Come on down here. Honkytonk, what I got here is a contract. On this contract it says, we are going into the corral next Friday night. The match is blacked out. It will not be on television. Also, this match will be the greatest match I will ever have. I will tell you what it's going to be. This match is going to be the ladder match.
The ladder match? Hey, Jimbo, I got to talk to you about the ladder match.
What on earth does that involve?
Well, there's a big ladder in the middle of the ring, and they'll hang a bag of money. What's the money you're hanging?
$3,500. It just happens to be the amount that he won when he came in and collected the bounty. But to ensure that he's going to stay in the ring, this week I contacted Stu Hart, and I said I want to put a guarantee against his wages for $3,500. Bill Cody's watching my back here. I've learned you got to have someone around all the time. So, the ladder match will have $3,500 hanging from a bag in the middle of the ring. And what he has to do, since it's his $3,500, he ain't going to be running. The way I figured it is, if we just signed a match, he could run. He could just leave the ring and go. But with his own $3,500 in the ring, he ain't going anywhere. Shut up!
All right, now a ladder match. There was some classics with Crawford and Kawata. There's a ladder in the middle of the ring. The money is hanging up there in a bag. You got to get to the top of the ladder, grab the money. How does that grab you?
And that's sweet, because it's Honkytonk Wayne's $3,500. This Corral Mania could be a mad evening.
All right, is he going to sign? Yes, he's going to put it on the dotted line. I've never seen anything like this.
This is amazing. This singing cowboy has been hog-tied like a poor old steer.
They got him.
He signed the contract.
They got him. You got him. You got him. How about that?
A ladder match, blacked out, $3,500 hanging from the center of the ring. Location, Calgary Corral. I left the contract open. If he wants it in Edmonton, which I got a feeling he's gonna, Edmonton will do it. Vancouver, Vancouver will do it. Anywhere in Canada. If I'm going to finish out the career in the next year or two, I want to finish up with him, and this is the guy I want.
Well, you heard it. Corral Mania, ladder match, $3,500. Plus, there's that big cage bet, Strangler Steve DeSalvo, Bad News Allen.
What a night next week.
Some his feelings about the match.
Well, how do you feel about the match?
I know what I'll tell you what I'll do to you, St. Crawford. You get any kind of match you want. You think you got a beat with that guitar?
Will you stop?
You think you got a beat with that guitar?
The tears are dropping all over me. I can't stand it. Get me out of here.
Nobody humiliates me like this, Stan Crawford. Nobody. And you better be glad it's not on TV. You better get your ticket and get there early. Because I'm not afraid of you. It's going to be a violent match.
Atlanta 3:10. The Angel of Death out of Los Angeles now bending the beams, and I do mean bending, at 3:20. They're in against Kyo Kawata of Seoul at 2:30 and Mike Hammer of St. Louis at 2:22. We're past the 5-minute mark. How have you scored it, Jim, thus far?
It's been all Angel of Death and Bill Kazmeier. These men are outweighing their opponents by about 100 pounds apiece. Bill Kazmeier, of course, the world's strongest man, and the Angel of Death, in his respectable days, used to be two-time All-American football player Dave Sheldon, and now he's got probably the nicest-looking bodyguard in history, a young lady named Honey, who's standing at the side of the ring.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that summation. At any rate, Sheldon or Angel or whatever you want to call him, and people call him some other things we can't repeat, is in mid-ring. Big takedown. And like him or lump him, this is a pretty awesome team.
It is, but they've shown signs of having a bit of a falling out. The Angel of Death likes to brutalize his opponent after the bouts are finished, whereas Bill Kazmeier takes a somewhat more respectable approach.
Well, they're hammering away. I haven't told you this is one fall with a 30-minute time limit. I want to introduce, as we watch this bout, Dave Johnston, who is with an organization that eulogizes the late W.C. Fields. And 1 week from, it's next Friday. Let's phrase it that way. Next Friday at the Palliser Hotel in Calgary, we will have something very unusual, some wrestling action.
That's right, Ed. In the Crystal Ballroom of the Palliser Hotel, the W.C. Fields Society is going to have their annual dinner. And with the popularity of wrestling, we're going to bring back the Fields-a-Mania, WrestleMania. And all our members are going to be there. We have a beautiful championship belt for the winner. And we would like you to be one of our guests, as well as the 6 teams that are going to be there wrestling.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck on that, too.
And Mr. Hart will be there. John Foley is going to be there with some of his team, and it's going to be a great night for all. I hope you make it.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Nice having you here. Crystal chandeliers and wrestling, that ought to be a combination. We're nearing the 10-minute mark here, and it's all, as you said, the big guys.
Bill Kazmeier has just been hammering Mike Hammer, and look at that power slam.
What's he doing?
That's once again a typical move by the Angel of Death.
He wants the glory, I guess.
Bill Kazmeier had his man down. It looked like it was going to be a pin. Right away, the Angel of Death got involved, refused to let him pin him. He likes to punish his opponent.
There it is, the 3 count, and the winner, Angel and Kazmeier. But you hit it on the head, and I don't know how well these two guys are going to get along with this kind of nonsense.
Kazmeier has too much class, I think, to continue to be involved with the Angel of Death. I'm not looking for this to be a long-standing tag team combination.
I got to make a comment. You seem to like the glory. You don't let...
Wasn't that terrific tonight, Bill? I mean, Ed, excuse me.
I can't get my buddy off my mind. You know, he's a great guy and everything, but wasn't I terrific tonight?
Well,
I feel I was at my greatest tonight. I was quick. I was awesome. I was powerful. Yeah, I was the main man tonight.
You
know, however, we do...
Kazmeier had it won. That's what I don't understand.
Well, you know, yeah, he had a one, but, you know, I'm the leader. Hey, you get over here. Get over here. Hey, I told you once about talking to other men. Do you remember what happened last time? Hey, you look at me when I'm talking. You don't ever talk to another guy.
Get it out.
Hey, Bill, let me tell you something. You're my tag team partner. You're my friend. But that's my woman. I told you I told you don't go near my woman. And I don't know what your problem is.
Well, what is the problem? Let's get it out right here. You got a problem? I don't like how you handle women.
Yeah, you want to get it out right here?
You're famous in the ring and you know it.
Yeah, just keep away from her. You keep away from her.
Listen, you had a beat. You had a beat. Wait just a minute. What is this? Oh, the love is kind of lost all of a sudden. The love is lost. What is this? There's Kerry Brown and Duke.
Get him, boys.
That's your partner.
Take
What
care.
do you think?
Take care of him, boys. Get him.
This
Get
is
him, boys. He
ridiculous.
deserves every bit of that.
Oh, come on. Be careful. You're dealing with a strong man. He takes a look at Meyers, knocks him out of the ring, and the other guy goes for a run. Oh, hey. Honey, it's cleanup time. Oh, no. All right. All right. To take a look at a couple of mid-heavyweights who are very prominent. Champion, of course, Bruce Hart out of Calgary at 215. Chic Scott of Belfast, Ireland. This is not a title bout, but Chic Scott has proven to be roughed up and ready.
And he's looked good tonight with a little help once again from J.R. Foley. J.R. earlier in the match was holding Bruce Hart in the corner. Chic Scott pounding away. And ever since that time, it looks like Chic Scott has had the upper hand. By the way, that Corral Mania plot thickens for next Friday. We've got a grudge match about to happen on that card. Big Bill Kazmeier, the world's strongest man, going up against the Angel of Death, a man that Bill Kazmeier calls a sadist. Another performer, of course, coming up in that Corral Mania in a ladder match is Dan Prophet, and you've got him standing by, Ed Whalen.
Well, Dan Prophet, you wanted to add a couple of footnotes to the proceedings.
Well, with all the commotion that was going on at the time, Ed, it was very difficult, really, to point out and describe to the people really how this match is going to transpire. As many people may have remembered, wow, what a move. Excellent move there by Bruce Hart to get out of the way. Getting back to the match, this will be a match where the ladder is going to be set outside the ring, and we're going to have a bag of money, $3,500, hanging from the center of the ring. I thought the best way to keep him in the ring would be by putting $3,500 of his money. I had his check guaranteed, and Stu Hart said that he would come forth with the money, which is, of course, is his money. We'll put it in the bag, hang it up over the ring, and we'll have the ladder match. And, of course, we're not going to televise it, Ed, because it's going to be a rough and rugged match, and I think there could even be some blood in it.
Well, now look at what Bruce Hart with a couple of... Oh, Bruce is getting mean. A couple of pile drivers there softened up Scott.
Those big pile drivers had Scott stunned. Chic Scott in all kinds of trouble, and Bruce Hart really laying it to him. As you said, he's gotten a little sadistic here. He could have put Chic Scott away, chose to take him off the mat.
Look at that elbow smash to the throat. It's the cover. It's 1, it's 2. It's not quite. Chic Scott against Bruce Hart. very solid match. Couple of good mid-heavyweights.
Yeah, I would say so. And, of course, Bruce Hart has always been an outstanding wrestler. There's a tremendous clothesline. He's got an opportunity to take him down for 1, 2, 3 right here. Oh, here comes someone from the outside. Look at this. Come into the game. Outside interference. I can't believe it. Boy,
this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The great Gama and the Russian, I'd forgotten his name, couldn't pronounce it anyway, they all come on to take on Bruce Hart. That's ridiculous.
That's Russian diplomacy in action. And you can tell that the Karachi vice leader, one great Gama, wants desperately a piece of Bruce Hart, the man who took away his Commonwealth mid-heavyweight title.
Well, they hammer away at him, and this is, well, forget it. Terrible. Well, as it turned out, Owen Hart came into the ring. He has been a national champion at amateur rank. He's been getting bigger and bigger. I hear he's been wrestling in other cities, and he wasted no time in clobbering 3 of them and clearing the ring. Look out for Owen Hart.
Exactly. Owen Hart is one heck of an amateur wrestler, and here's a little brotherly love. He's helping him, but the Russian is now going after Bruce Hart.
Here's Owen, grabs his man, says, I want a chunk of you, whammo! Big knee drop to the throat. Hey, how about that, Owen Hart? Well, this is quite a sight. The Hart boys. Bruce, nice to see Owen making his appearance.
You came to have to happen under such inauspicious circumstances, but blood is thicker than water, and I'd just like to thank him. And the people are going to be surprised at the talent of this guy. He gets in the ring here next week. They're going to see probably the best Hart brother of them all next week.
Well, Owen, I've heard about the dynamite amateur career you've had, and you're going to go for it, are you?
Well, I hate to set it aside, you know. I got a good career ahead of me, but I'm standing back there. I see 3 guys on one. I'm my own brother. I'm not just going to stand there and let them do it. I had no choice but to run in there and hammer them.
Okay, Owen Hart and Bruce Hart. Boy, is that a combination. Well, you had a little trouble with Owen Hart.
Mr. Whalen, another Hart. You don't think we're sick of the Hart chief coming in here and interfering? Right? I'm proud to wear this Karachi vice. And I know the Karachi vice ain't going to get rid of the Hart. What I want to know is, who was that little kid with a runny nose and wearing a diaper interfering in our business?
I seem to see you running.
You can't tell me that was another one of those little Harts? What I want to know, Ed, is where are they all coming from? Is there no end to the Harts? They must be mass-produced. They must be coming out of the woodwork. Well, little Owen Hart, you want to jump in the ring? You want to stick your nose where it doesn't belong? Just remember one thing, boy. You just came out of the amateur. You're just an amateur. You have a long ways to go before you can climb the ladder and fight the likes of the great Gama and my partner like your Chic Scott. You better remember, you stuck your nose where it doesn't belong.
All right.
What can I say? What can I say? My mom said there's nothing bleeds like rabbits and mice and rats. Well, if you for you, the Harts bleed more than that. Every time I turn round, or every time I beat a Hart, there's another Hart here. It's getting right at me. I'll tell you something. Another thing that's been really bugging me, this terrorist crap. Everybody comes off telling me that I'm a terrorist. I wrestle. That's what I do. You're right, I'm getting upset. I get upset because there's young men interfering in my matches. Yes, why shouldn't I? They're starting to bug me.
You know. $172-pounder out of Kansas City. Duke Meyers, the 290 from Portland, Oregon. They have been called in the past the Masters of Disaster. And they're against the 232, Jerry Morrow. He's from Martinique and now a Canadian citizen. And from Calgary at 240, B.J. Annis.
Before we get into the action, Ed Whalen, the Karachi Vice men called me into their dressing room, insisted that I take this phone call. The phone call was from none other than Strangler Steve DeSalvo. DeSalvo refuses a cage match in Corral Mania next Friday night. However, he says he'll be there. He desperately wants to take the title from Bad News Allen. I think it's unfortunate because Bad News Allen sounds like he'll have to use his track shoes again to try and catch the man he calls Tinkerbell.
Okay, he says no cage match, and I guess that's his prerogative right now. Jerry Morrow, boy, that's got to be tough on the back. Jerry Brown lugging him around like a sack of flour. This is one fall, 45-minute time limit, and we are nearing the 10-minute mark. And these big guys, the masters of disaster, are pretty tough.
They certainly are. They're called other things, of course. Watermelon Head is Duke Meyers, and Kerry Brown loves to call himself the refrigerator. He says the refrigerator is back, but I'm not sure that the light is on in his freezer.
Ooh, off the ropes now. Meyers got him going by. Uh-oh. Malfunction at the junction. I'll tell you, that Meyers will be going only to standing room only movies. Come on. He really hit the derriere. Look at B.J. Annis go to work, drives his man off the ropes. Look out, Nelly over the top. Good work. Gonna grab the other man, opposite ropes, and again over the top. Annis looking good.
B.J. Annis, an accomplished weightlifter, has his own gym where he trains weightlifters. And you can see how easily he picks up men the size of the refrigerator and Watermelon Head.
Well, he turns Watermelon Head around. Look out. Kerry Brown broke it up. Brown broke it up. Got him. Got him. It's all over. Duke Meyers, with some assistance from Kerry Brown, gets the decision.
A typical case of skullduggery, missed once again by referee Rod Hayter. The winners of the bout, Duke Meyers and Kerry the Refrigerator Brown. We've got great news for all you wrestling fans out in British Columbia. Stampede Wrestling comes to Port Moody Tuesday, June 3rd. Chilliwack, Wednesday, June 4th, and Kelowna, Thursday, June 5th. And, of course, the big night. Vancouver PNE Gardens, Monday, June 2nd at 7:30 p.m. A $3,500 ladder match. Dan Crawford versus Honkytonk Wayne. There's a North American heavyweight title bout. Bad News Allen against the Angel of Death. Jerry Brown and Duke Meyers take on Chris Benoit and Owen Hart. Alo Lalani, the Polynesian sensation, goes up against Chic Scott, and we've got more. But first, Dan Crawford. Tell us all about this infamous ladder match.
First, I got to say, before we go into the ladder match, I'd like to say that the price of the ticket alone, I'd pay myself to see that match between Bad News Allen and Angel of Death. I know there's a lot of anxiety there, and that's going to really be an interesting match. I want to take this opportunity to explain exactly what a ladder match is. We're going to put $3,500 of honky-tonk money in a plastic bag. We're going to hang it from the center of the ring, from the light fixture. Then we're going to place a ladder outside the ring, this step ladder here, matter of fact. And what we'll do is the first man that can beat the other man down, get out, successfully put up the ladder, climb up, and pluck the bag of money is then declared the winner. I'll tell you the reason behind this match is there's one thing about Honky Tonk. He's got a lot to say, but he's also got something else that he does a lot of, and that's run. So what I've done is contacted Stu Hart, and I've told him if I could guarantee his wages or have a hold on his wages, then we take $3,500 of his money and hang it in a bag above the ring. I know he isn't going to run from this match. And incidentally, for me, it's coming home to Vancouver. I haven't been there in years. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you people in Vancouver. $3,500. And who knows, if I win the match, maybe I'll just spread it to everyone out there. Because it's not my money. I don't want it. And remember, Bad News Allen, Angel of Death. I'd want to see that match myself.
That's Vancouver PNE Gardens, Monday, June 2nd.
Partners in Enterprise and BC Rail.
Main and final event. Canek, 235, out of New Mexico. He's the man with a flashy mask. In against the North American heavyweight title holder out of Harlem, New York, 263, Bad News Allen. We have gone past the 10-minute mark. Have you scored it thus far, Jim?
Actually, it looks like Canek has had most of the top of the action so far. The most bizarre moment came when they both came flying out onto the ringside table. It's metal reinforced, yet the table buckled, and the most amazing thing is they completely flattened out the public address microphone. It's flat as a pancake.
Well, they are in mid-ring, and this is a title match, and that is the Ultimate Warrior, Bad News Allen, who has grown increasingly popular as the time has gone on, and what a marvelous athlete he is. Canek up on the ropes, showing off, but he gets a shot to the midsection, and the shot. That'll teach you to be a smart aleck.
It certainly will, and Bad News Allen desperately wants to retain his North American heavyweight title because in Corral Mania next Friday, he wants to put that title on the line against Strangler Steve DeSalvo. Once again, word of warning, that ladder match featuring Honkytonk Wayne and Dan Crawford will not be shown on television. The match I'm looking forward to, Ed Whalen, Bill Kazmeier, the world's strongest man, finally having enough of his sadistic partner, the Angel of Death. It'll be a battle of the super heavyweights.
Boy, we're going to have some great bouts on that card. I'll also mention the combination of Bruce and Owen Hart. Won't that be something against Chris Scott and the great Gama? But look what's happening in the ring. It's just a 2 count. Very close as we near the 15-minute mark.
As you were saying, Owen Hart making his debut in the wrestling ring on the professional variety in Corral Mania. Owen Hart reputed to be the very best of all the Hart brothers, and that's going some.
Oh, there's 2. Allen coming close. Let's concentrate on this match now. Bad News Allen coming back with a vengeance against Canek. Gonna come out of that corner. Whammo! It was enough time for Canek to move out of the way. He did not connect with Canek, you could say.
He almost disconnected Canek, but the connection with Canek was not made.
Oh, wow. Pulls him over. Big suplex pours him down. It's a 2 count, and that is all. We're nearing the 15-minute mark. It's 1 fall, 1 hour time limit. And yes, the North American title on the line. There's a 2 count again. But at this moment, Bad News Allen is not in difficulty. He just has to roll that shoulder.
These two, Canek and Bad News Allen, have engaged in some legendary bouts all over the world. They have many scores to settle. Bad News Allen, of course, wants to settle them right here and now. And he lays that big boot into the neck of Canek.
Well, the man is going to work. Bad News Allen. He gets tossed on out of there, and that annoys him. Got hit by a drop kick outside. Here's Canek. Whoa! Into the front row. Well, that was a flying exhibition. Canek staggering to his feet. He's being ordered to a neutral corner. Can News Allen get up?
It's going to be tough. He hit the cement pretty hard, and now you can see what can happen if you pay for that ringside seat. A lot of excitement happening down there.
Got that right. He's going to go in over the top, suplex Canek, bringing him down. Can Canek get him? Elbow smash to the throat. Cover 1, 2, not quite.
That was about a 2.5 count. I think Bad News Allen is still stunned from hitting the concrete outside the ring.
Well, Canek with his chance here. Over the top. Got him with a clothesline. Cover. 1, 2, 3. He got him. Yes, he did. Listen to that crowd. Bad News Allen scoring the win over Canek. It was spectacular. Boy, I tell you, it was impressive, Bad News. Very.
Thank you, Ed. This man is a very tough man. You know, he's a lot tougher than people realize. He's under that mask, like I said before. I fought him all over the world for 10 years, and I finally, for the first time of the many matches we had, it's so many I can't even remember, that I actually pinned his shoulders in the middle, but I'm glad I did it here in front of the people in Calgary. But I'd just like to make one thing clear, and one thing clear only. Tinkerbell wants a shot at that belt again. He wants a return match. It's been months since I caught up with him. After they injured my knee, I chased this man all over the place. He never hooked up with me. I caught him in Saskatchewan. I took the belt from him. I beat him like the dirty dog that he is. He's off somewhere in Calgary licking his wounds. Now he claims he wants to come back and meet me in a title match. But I tell you one thing. This time, if you want a title match, Tinkerbell, there's going to be no excuse. There's only going to be one outcome. It's either you're going to get carried out the ring or they're going to carry the Ultimate Warrior out the ring. And I guarantee you one thing. That's not going to happen. They're going to carry me out. They did it once, and that's one too many times. You're going to climb in that ring this time. There's going to be a 15-foot fence up where your friends can't come in and interfere, pull legs and all that. And it'll be me and you, and we'll see who the true man is. You stand out here week after week and insult these people, show those big muscles that you have. You may have big muscles, but you don't have no brain. And I guarantee you, if you come back here next week, that's exactly where you're going to meet me, in the cage and nothing else.
And I am looking for
Corral Mania with a big ladder match. That'll be a dandy. Dan Profit, $3,500.
And on and on and on, and we want to see you there. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. But in the meantime, and in between time, that's it. Another edition of Stampede Wrestling. Sounds like the Vienna Boys Choir.
Lovely.
Bye now.